Have you ever noticed how some people can step into a room, or onto a red carpet, and instantly command all the attention without even trying? You know, that kind of presence where you can't help but look twice. Leonardo DiCaprio is exactly that kind of person. He has this way of making even the simplest look seem effortless, stylish, and unforgettable. And recently, he proved it once again at the London premiere of his brand new movie One Battle After Another. Now, let me paint the picture for you. September 16, London, the premiere of his latest film. The cameras are flashing, the fans are screaming, and then Leo shows up looking as poised and elegant as ever. He's wearing a chic black suit with matching trousers. Clean. Monochromatic. Sharp. No flashy colors, no over-the-top details. Just pure sophistication. The whole vibe was effortless but powerful, the kind of look that quietly says, "I belong here." And can we talk about his hair for a second? Neatly combed back, perfectly styled, showing off his jawline in the best possible way. It wasn't just the suit that caught attention, it was the whole package. The suit, the hair, the smile. He stood there with his hands casually in his pockets, flashing that signature DiCaprio smile, and the cameras couldn't get enough. He lit up the entire red carpet just by being there. That's the thing with Leonardo. Whether it's his iconic roles on screen or his undeniable presence off-screen, he just knows how to make an impression. And this premiere was no different. The all-black look, simple as it was, had everyone buzzing. It showed us again why he's not just a great actor, he's a style icon in his own way. But the night wasn't just about fashion. It wasn't just about looking sharp. There was a moment that really showed us another side of Leo. During the premiere, he took time to pay tribute to the late, great Robert Redford. And it wasn't just a quick mention, it was heartfelt. Speaking to The Standard, he said, "Very sad news, very sad day. We lost an absolute legend in our industry." And you could feel the weight of those words. He wasn't just talking about an actor he admired, he was talking about someone who shaped the very foundation of the kind of films Leo is a part of today. He went on to explain that One Battle After Another is, in many ways, a political thriller. And Robert Redford, with classics like All the President's Men and 3 Days of the Condor, set the standard for films like this. Leo made it clear that Redford paved the way for stories like the one his own film is about to tell. But here's what stood out most. He didn't just remember Redford for his movies. He reminded everyone that Robert Redford was also a passionate environmental advocate. Like Leonardo himself, Redford was a member of the NRDC, the Natural Resources Defense Council. And Leo didn't hold back when he called him a hero, not just to him, but to so many people in the industry. "It's a huge loss," he said. And you could tell he meant every single word. That's Leonardo DiCaprio in a nutshell. Yes, he shows up looking flawless in a suit, charming the cameras, giving us one stylish red carpet moment after another. But he also uses those moments to say something meaningful. He balances the glamour with the heart. And that's why people admire him so much. Now, let's talk a little bit about this movie he was there to promote, One Battle After Another. It's been nearly 2 years since we've seen Leo on the big screen, so this is a big return for him. And from the sounds of it, it's going to be something special. The film One Battle After Another is being described as a black comedy action thriller. And right away, that tells you it's not going to be your typical Hollywood release. Black comedies have this edge to them. They mix humor with darker, heavier themes, and that blend always keeps you on your toes. Add the action thriller element, and you already know it's going to be bold, edgy, and maybe even a little unpredictable. Now, what makes this even more exciting is the source material. The movie is loosely based on Vineland, a novel by the legendary author Thomas Pynchon. If you've ever picked up a Pynchon book, you know exactly what I'm talking about. His writing is layered, full of meaning, and often packed with sharp commentary on politics, society, and human behavior. His stories are the kind that you can't just read once, you end up going back, catching new details, and realizing how much depth there is. So imagine that kind of storytelling being translated into a movie. And now picture Leonardo DiCaprio front and center in that story. Doesn't that sound intriguing? It's the kind of combination that makes you sit up and think, this is going to be special. And of course, Leo isn't carrying this film alone. The cast lineup is incredible. We've got Sean Penn, who's known for his intense and raw performances. He's one of those actors who can completely transform into a role, and when he's on screen, you believe every second of it. Then there's Benicio del Toro, another powerhouse. He has this natural presence, this ability to make you lean in and pay attention to every subtle move he makes. Adding Regina Hall into the mix brings a whole other dynamic. She's versatile, she's funny, she's smart, and she knows how to hold her ground in any scene. Then you have Teyana Taylor, who's been carving her own space in entertainment, and she brings this energy that feels fresh and magnetic. And to round it out, we've got Chase Infinity, a newcomer, which is exciting in its own way. New talent always brings a spark, that hunger to prove themselves, and it can make a movie even more electric. And if the cast wasn't enough, let's talk about the man behind the camera, Paul Thomas Anderson. Now, if you've seen any of Anderson's films, you know exactly why this is such a big deal. He's not the type of director who just makes a movie, you feel his films. They stick with you. They make you think long after the credits roll. Movies like There Will Be Blood and Boogie Nights show just how much range and depth he brings as a storyteller. He has this gift for creating worlds that feel both real and cinematic, blending human emotion with big themes in a way few directors can. So the fact that Leonardo DiCaprio is teaming up with him? That's a collaboration that fans and critics are already buzzing about. Now here's the kicker, the movie officially hits theaters on September 26, 2025. That date is already circled in bold red on the calendars of fans everywhere. Why? Because it marks DiCaprio's big return to the big screen after almost 2 years. And for someone like Leo, 2 years feels like forever. We're so used to seeing him in these roles that challenge us, that make us laugh, cry, and think, that the anticipation for his return is sky high. This isn't just another release, it feels like an event. So when you put it all together, the story based on Pynchon's novel, the cast filled with heavyweights, the genius of Paul Thomas Anderson, and Leonardo DiCaprio leading the charge, it's no surprise that this is shaping up to be one of the most anticipated movies of the year. Fans are already counting down, and honestly, who can blame them? Everything about this film screams ambition and quality. But let's zoom out for a second. Let's go back to that London premiere, because this night wasn't just about promoting a movie. It was about Leonardo DiCaprio reminding everyone exactly why he's still one of the biggest stars in the world. When he walked out onto that red carpet, it wasn't just about the cameras capturing his every move, it was about presence. Think about it. He shows up in an all-black suit, no tie, hands casually in his pockets, and suddenly the whole event feels elevated. He didn't need to wear something flashy or over the top. He didn't need to shout for attention. The suit, the smile, the way he carried himself, that was enough. And that's the kind of style and charm that can't be faked. It's not about the clothes, really, it's about the person wearing them. But then, there was more to that night. More than just fashion and style. During the premiere, Leo took time to pay a heartfelt tribute to the late Robert Redford, and that was a moment that touched everyone. He spoke to the Standard and said, "Very sad news, very sad day. We lost an absolute legend in our industry." You could hear the respect in his voice. He wasn't just saying words, he was speaking from the heart. He explained how one battle after another is, in a lot of ways, a political thriller. And he made the connection to Robert Redford's legacy, pointing out that movies like All the President's Men and 3 Days of the Condor laid the groundwork for films like his. That was Redford's contribution, he set a foundation that modern political thrillers still build on. And Leo made sure everyone knew it. But what stood out most was when Leo shifted the focus to Redford's work off the screen. He reminded people that Redford wasn't just an actor or a director, he was also a passionate environmental advocate. He was part of the NRDC, the Natural Resources Defense Council, just like Leo is. And he described Redford as a hero, not just to him personally, but to so many in the industry. "It's a huge loss," he said. And you could tell he felt it deeply. That's what makes Leonardo DiCaprio different. Yes, he's one of the most stylish actors in the world. Yes, he's an Oscar winner and a Hollywood icon. But he's also someone who takes moments like this to talk about bigger things. He balances the glamour with genuine heart. He uses his platform to show respect, to honor those who came before him, and to shine a light on causes that matter. And that's part of why people connect with him on such a deep level. So when you think about this premiere as a whole, it wasn't just about the black suit, the open collar, or the flawless details. It was about the full picture. The style was there. The charm was there. But there was also honesty, respect, and excitement about the future. It was a night that reminded everyone why Leonardo DiCaprio is still at the top of his game. And that brings me to you. Here's the fun part: would you try to pull off that all-black, no-tie look yourself? Do you think it's a style that works in everyday life, or is it something that only works when you're Leonardo DiCaprio, standing on a red carpet with 1,000 cameras flashing? I think it's worth asking, because style isn't about copying someone else, it's about adapting what inspires you and making it your own. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment, because this is one of those looks that sparks debate, and I want to know what side you're on. And if you're as excited as I am about one battle after another, don't go anywhere. We're going to have more videos coming your way where we break down the cast, the story, and everything else you'll want to know before the movie hits theaters. Trust me, there's a lot more to unpack, and you won't want to miss it. But before you head out, if you enjoyed hanging out and breaking this down together, do me a quick favor, hit that like button. It helps more people find this video, and it lets me know you want more content like this. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. That way you'll never miss an update, and you'll be the first to know when we drop new videos. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about dressing like Leonardo DiCaprio. It's about finding inspiration in the way he carries himself, his effortless charm, his attention to detail, and his way of honoring the people who inspired him. Maybe for you, that inspiration looks different. Maybe it's not about skipping the tie, it could be about standing a little taller, or paying attention to the small details, or speaking from the heart when it matters most. That's the real takeaway here. Confidence isn't something you put on like a tie or a jacket. It's something you carry with you. Sometimes it's as simple as putting on a sharp suit, standing tall, leaving the tie at home, and owning the moment. And that's exactly what Leonardo DiCaprio reminded us of at the London premiere. So the next time you're getting ready for something important, think about that night. Think about Leo, walking that carpet, balancing style with substance. And then ask yourself, what would make you feel just as confident? Because at the end of the day, that's what style is really all about.